In this video, I'm going to briefly talk about Chapter 11's basic concept. Chapter 11 is data analytics in accounting, the part 2 of this topic. We talk about tools and practice. So basically in Chapter 11, we're going to perform the last step of the AMPS model we talked about in Chapter 10, which is share the story. And how do we share the story is to use what we call data visualization. This is a process of presenting information graphically to share the story and turn your data into information. So it's related to the information chain we talked about from Chapter 1. So this is the information chain, and here the data visualization is during the process of here, convert data to information, and then you need to present it to help decision making. So the process of the data visualization, of course, this is very broad. First, you need to understand your data, and then you select the tool. So in our class, we're gonna go over the first two, Excel and Tableu. I'm not going to cover Power BI in this class, so we just need to talk. You just need to know the two tools for our class. And now once we have that selected tool, and then we can develop and present the visualization using that tool, okay, including we choose the right chat. Now let's look at the type of common data analysis that we can present using the data tools. Okay, so this table kind of shows you the type of data and using what type of chart and the purpose of the chart and examples. So first, you may have the data that is in different categories. So that is categorical data. For example, you could have the revenue and profit by divisions. So for this type of data, if you wanted to compare the performance matrix of each division, then we can use the bar chart. Okay, you can have vertical bar, horizontal bar, etc. So we're gonna have an example next slide. So the categorical data usually can be presented in terms of the bar chart is better presented that way. So then you can have, if you want, you can have some numerical number data like stock return, stock beta for industry, and you want just to know the distribution of the whole sample. So for example, if you want to know the frequency and frequencies of the stock return, positive stock returns and negative stock returns. So this type of the analysis we usually run in univariate analysis, and it's done by histogram. Okay. So then the potential problem could be like the beans, because remember in Chapter 10 we had this histogram exercise. So the beans could be too large and you don't see the detail. So another type of analysis we can do is to figure out the multivariate relationship between data, between variables. Okay. For example, if we wanted to see what is the correlation between return on equity and ROE and stock returns? Do we have higher ROE, then we're going to more likely have higher stock returns. So we're going to do that in multivariate analysis. Usually it's regressions. So in terms of the visualization, we plot the data. It's called scatter plots. So I'm going to show you later. But it's hard to see just by visualize it. It's hard to see the relationship. Usually you have to run the regressions. So then we have other type of data here, like geospatial and time trained. It's using the line chart, proportional using the pie chart. So you can see the example and trying to understand what would be a best chart to present your data. So this is the categorical chart. You can have vertical chart, horizontal chart, and it's all list the whatever performance matrix you are interested in by categories. So this is a histogram we have seen. Want to just see the distribution of histogram of the return on asset. Okay, so you have to define the bins like here, and then to see how many observation fall in each bins. So the multivariate relationship is the scattered plot. It's just you pull all the data point into a picture and you try to figure out the relationship. For example, the x axis is the return on equity and the y axis might be the stock returns. You can see the positive relationship here. Okay, this is a time trained chart here, like as time goes on, what is the trend of the data. And then this is a pie chart. So you wanted to see the composition of your data. What is how much sales of the company is accomplished by West division, by East division, those type of things. Show shares of the total. So the takeaway of this basic concepts of chapter 11 is you need to know what data visualization is. And kind of understand the common tools we use, and also more importantly, you should have an idea what are the best way to present different type of data.